Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast. Cross the line in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 46th episode of the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast. Alongside me are the Suicide and Manic to my TJP. It's Max and Craig, everybody. What's going on, guys?
I'll be Suicide. I'm okay with that.
I guess I'm a cheap knockoff of Manic.
There you go. I don't. That is the Jerusalem.
Craig, you're supposed to wear that mask the whole episode.
Oh, I can't wear it the whole episode. It stinks of glue.
Stinks of glue. What did he?
I'll be too high.
It looks like someone cut it themselves. I wonder if there's someone in a warehouse just smoking.
Craig probably made that himself before the episode.
No, that's real. That's real. All right, speaking of episode, we're a minute in. We're actually on time for once. It seems like people are going to start to roll in, but for you YouTube heads and our audio fans listening to this on Sunday or beyond, we will start the show. We'll get our normal banter and go from there. But first, as usual, Max, you even get a little cool graphic. What you watching?
I do. I'm actually watching Us. I realized that on Saturdays from 7:30 to 9, we're the best thing on. So on one screen, I have our Twitch channel, and on the other, I have all of you guys so I can see what we're talking about on the podcast. So I just decided to focus on Us this week.
A little narcissistic, but you said us, so it's...
Yeah, not just me.
Okay.
That'd be weird if I was just zoomed into just my face. Fucking creepy.
Oh man. Awesome. All right, Craig, and let's get you into introduction. We have some new things that we'll touch on as well, and we're gonna do the Impact on Access TV review within this, and then go to 5 hot topics. We just have so many topics today, and it's things we want to talk about. Just try to mush it all in there. And an awesome game of Slammiversary Fantasy Booker. So that would be really cool. You all can join in, or you can listen and tell us how bad we chose the matches. What's up, Aries? Charles? All right, so everyone's rolling in. Craig, why don't you hit it, and we'll go from there.
So, yes, it's me. It's the MIC. Craig, a.k.a. Mr. Impact for the TNAIW channel. And we're back once again with some nonsense live. Of course, if you didn't know already, you can find us here, you can find us there, you can find us down there, everywhere. Facebook to Twitter, YouTube to Sounder. Not only Sounder, you can find us on Spotify, you can find us on Anchor. Anywhere you get your podcast, basically. You just search us, you'll find us. We're there, we're here for you. As you can see on the screen, we have rundown of some numbers of our interactions. Thank you to everyone who interacts with us. So, I believe, do we have some power rankings to kick to, or shall we jump straight into Impact?
Let's go on Impact on Access TV. We'll talk about that. Just tell us our likes and dislikes and kind of where we think everything's headed. Not like anything noteworthy happened this week. So we'll talk about Impact on Access TV. Real quick, I want to touch on by the numbers, as Craig just mentioned. So there, instead of us pushing and saying, "Oh, guys, we need likes and stuff," which we, of course, will still say, you guys can see and can take pride in helping growing our community. You can see that the numbers on the left are the subscribers or followers. Definitely, if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed to us on Twitch, please do try to get to that 50 so we can be an affiliate. And then on the right-hand side of Twitch, you also see the plus there, the minuses on the other one. That's how many compared to the previous week. 15, for instance, is how many people are unique views during the Twitch. So that keeps growing. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching us and staying for the whole shows. And let's get those numbers up. We had a great Against All Odds review show through Talking Points, including Lucha, who just appeared, MIC, Craig, Cody, and our new family member, Brother Bert. It was a fun show, and it's timeless. We'll have a lot more of them, but you can watch it anytime, and it still works. So I'm going to go to Craig. He's going to go through the Impact on Access TV lineup, talk about it a little bit, and we'll stay on time to get to our 5 hot topics. Craig?
Yes, so kicking off with Impact Wrestling, we had TJP with Balabar defeating Black Taurus with Crazy Steve. We had Madman Fulton losing to Josh Alexander. We also had this kind of breakup of the Age of the Virtuosa group. I wish I could speak today. Kaz, we're doing Morrissey, give a pretty decent promo. Steve Macklin made his very impactful debut, defeating Jason Page. I don't know, local talent, I guess. We also had Tino Dashwood defeating Rachel Ellering. We had Rhino losing to Kojima, earning Kojima and Eddie Edwards an Impact Wrestling World Tag Team title shot. And of course, Don Callis fired by Anthem representative Tommy Dreamer, who saw that one coming.
For the day.
Yeah.
We hope. Yeah, so let's we'll just talk about it freely, and Craig, feel free to add as well. Kind of going through that, what sticks out obviously is Don Callis leaving. Storyline-wise, we had already broke through Combat Republic the news of through our chat room for him that he was gone, and he is. So no surprise there. I thought it was nicely done. Don is great on the stick, and if that's where he's going to be and help out AEW as well, then good for him. We still have Scott, which is wonderful. We obviously still have Tommy and a bunch of helping hands. But yeah, I thought that was nicely done. It wasn't insanely predictable, but we saw it coming. Macklin's debut, man, intense, and I like it. And it's just another guy that we're getting that. I put this out on Tuesday night. It's another guy we're getting that WWE said was a single, maybe a double, maybe be a double, and we're saying they could be a home run, just giving him the opportunity to swing freely. So I expect big things from him. He needs to work on the entrance and the gimmick and stuff, but I think all the pieces are there for him to be an impact player. No pun intended. You obviously felt the same, Craig. Max?
I thought it was a good episode. Obviously, I like Don getting fired just because I think we had mentioned it. I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before, but he's basically at this point the Paul Heyman for Kenny Omega. Like that's what he's so great at that it made sense for him to really leave the company and continue to work for them, and it makes sense storyline for them to be like, hey, just focus on this and do it. So that was well done. I think things are building. I'm interested to see things continue to build towards Slammiversary. But I mean, I think that Macklin, he's good. It's weird because sometimes with WWE guys, you don't know what you're getting. Was the person middle of the road in fucking WCW in WWE just because that's what they are? WWE gave them all the chances possible and they just could never get there? Or did WWE just hold them down and never give them a shot? We've seen great wrestlers go over there, EC3, and then be like, you're nothing. So it's really hard to tell when you don't have that history of what they were before they went there, and only know, is this guy going to be a star, or is he just going to be kind of a solid worker? So I'm interested to see where he continues to build to. I like the case. I mean, the vignettes for him I thought were really well done. They played him off as a big deal. Now I like that they did that. I think that's something that's kind of missing from that they used to do back in like the 90s. Like if you remember Glacier from WCW,
right? Yeah,
they played him up like he was amazing, and he got out there and he was average. Like that's just like they never pushed him to like superstar heights, but the vignettes made you excited to see him. So I really miss it. I'm glad that they did that for him. I think it was a solid episode, top to bottom.
Yeah, the one thing I do want to mention, because we never give her enough credit, maybe Max does, but to Neil, I'm not saying that this is a renaissance for her, that she's taking more seriously. We don't know. Maybe, who knows what was going on. Her start was wishy-washy because of a bunch of things. We had COVID, obviously. We had she was in Australia for a while. There were many things. She was injured for a little bit. She wasn't signed fully. So there are a lot of things that we can say perhaps were the roadblock. But either way, these last two matches especially, It's like they're pushing her as if they know two friends of hers are coming. And it's making her step up her game. And I don't know if that's on Rachel and Jordan and who else are we? Deanna and all the people that have wrestled her recently. But man, bravo. I really am starting to buy in.
I'm wondering if the Iconics come and they team them up, if they'll keep Caleb with a K with her. Or if they'll split him off and have him do something else and just push the 3-woman group.
Right. Yeah. Bert, I remember you said it in the chat as well. Just starting to win people over, so I do hope it grows. Caleb with a K can obviously do something else, but he reminds me of Q-Kip, and they ran that with the beautiful people with Q-Kip.
That's true.
Now, the one thing is I won't say they're the beautiful people 2.0. We don't need Velvet shitting on me again. There will never be another beautiful people. Okay.
Did she shit on you?
Yeah. But it's fair enough. I call her the drizzling shits for about 15 years, so it's okay. We're even. But no, I hope. I really want to see what this does. I think they could be an A+ group, especially to hide the maybe where they lack in different things. I love. I'm a huge Billy Kay person. I know Max, you're a big. What's the other name?
Peyton Royce.
Yeah, I know.
Cassie McIntosh will be her Impact name. I have a feeling.
I think I'll go Cassie Lee.
I think it's Cassie Lee. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I think McIntosh is a real name. I thought it was.
Or Cassie Spears.
No. Well, either way, So I think we're all really excited about that to happen. I thought it was a good episode of Impact. I think they're headed in the right direction. It's been really fun, and I don't want to say I see a lot of people want to say, "Oh, Don's gone, now it's good." I think it's always been consistent. It's just maybe there's a different style is coming through. So I really like it. The focus is on the ring. Morrissey continues to surprise me. Rachel Ellering, man, bravo to her too. We're getting there. We're getting there. One thing I do want to mention before we kick it to Power Rankings is that we will now be featuring mostly every Thursday live. When we live tweet, we will be having a guest tweeter for ourselves. So this coming week it is the aforementioned. You can see him in there, Bert Macklin _11. Bert will be the guest live tweeter next week, and then following that week we have a cool one. Not that Bert wasn't, but it's Michael Cavaccini. He'll be doing our live tweeting. 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, and then we'll be on the show that Saturday. So you get a double dose of Mike, which is awesome. But I'll let Craig do it as he does the honors normally. Do you want to throw it to Power Rankings?
Yes, so if Power Rankings coming up, let us know if you agree or disagree. Drop us a message if you want to be part of the Power Rankings committee to have your say. And here are the Power Rankings.
All right, guys. There's the Power Rankings for this week. Do we agree? I see. As soon as I did not make it, I think it was number 12. Sure. So Power Rankings, as Craig said, if you want to be part of it, please write us. You're more than welcome to help us out. It's pretty fun. And I don't know. I like where this is going. It's been interesting that Kenny Omega has not been on the Power Rankings in quite a while.
No respect for the.
He hasn't been on the TV.
Champion.
He's not on TV.
People are jealous of him.
Great point.
By the way,
yeah.
I want to say a quick thank you to Ashley Rose Nova, who is hosting us.
What's that mean?
So basically, if you go to her channel, I know you don't deal with Twitch. It's playing our stream. So thank you very much for
Very
that.
nice. Thanks. That's our old homie. All right. Here we go. Craig, you do the honors, my friend. Hot topics.
Yes, it is time for those hot topics. Starting off with number one. Breaking news as of yesterday or this morning, I've lost track. Fans will be at the tapings following Slammiversary. What do you think this means for further events, and is this a positive thing for Impact? Jeff, start us off this time.
Yeah, I broke that last night. I don't know if I take credit for it, but I'm the one that brought it to the attention of the group. I never put it out because I don't know what Ross and them if they want to just yet. But we're saying it here, so fuck it.
Sorry.
Combat Republic is going to put out his column tonight anyway. So either way, it'll be broke. I won't tell you how it all went down. I won't get into all the specifics, but I will say that what it means is that they had no. I want to bring this up first because it goes to Combat Republic and to your guys' great fighting for Impact and what we think is right for Impact. They had no thoughts of having fans at the tapings. So that means we would have had a pay-per-view with fans and then none at the following 4 tapings. So that's a month's worth of footage, I believe. That's how they do it. We'll have to see. No spoilers, but we'll tell you how it goes. So what that means to me is that the hashtags fans at Slammiversary worked. We joked about it for the past 2 weeks that it worked, but if they had no plans to have them at the tapings, then they had no plans to have them at Slammiversary. So kudos to everyone who hashtagged that. I know there was Gerard Ryan, a lot of people that were kept that going, and luckily we'll be there. We get to be there, and we'll figure out the tapings. I'll be there for the tapings at the very least. So what I think this means is the crowd, because it's going to be very passionate Impact fans that either went to Slammiversary or getting to see it for the first time with the new people involved. It means that the crowd is going to 100% help the show. Now, let me slow down when I say that, because I don't want anyone to take this as old Impact Zone where the crowd controls the show. We're not going to be dancing around. My thing, I'll even write them to ask what chance they want. But my point is the fact that we're having fans gives an audio track to the matches that is consistent, that sounds good, that hypes it even more than that audio track can without sounding weird and fake. I just think what it's going to do for the show is a quality boost. And that's nothing taken away from the product, but we can all say that the shows are better when there's fans in the crowd.
No, I think the first thing it means is that at least Jeff, you'll see him for a month straight in the front row of Impact, which is going to be weird. Wearing probably a different shirt every time. But no, I agree with you about the fans things. It's not going to be the Impact Zone where those fans that you saw every single time thought they were the show and thought they were more important than they were. It's going to be people who are passionate about Impact, either A, like you said, the people who paid the money to go to Slammiversary, or B, the people who couldn't get tickets to Slammiversary and are now going to this because it's available. So
like they want to be there.
Yeah, so it's people who want to be there. As much as I've gotten used to the no fans, the one thing I will say about the AEW that I like is that they filled it with the other wrestlers and it gives some type of crowd noise. Even if you know that's wrestlers there reacting, it's still nice to see a reaction. WWE does it with their video wall. It's nice to see a crowd reaction, and it allows the wrestlers to play off of that. It allows the heels, when they're getting booed, to play into what they're doing more. It allows, the faces to basically feed off that crowd and kind of get that energy that you always see a turn in matches like that. So it really is just going to allow the wrestlers to just, I don't want to say be creative, but I don't want to necessarily say be that much better because they've been amazing, but it's just going to give them something that's going to allow them to kick or to amplify their matches from a 7 or an 8
Yeah.
to a 8 or a 9.
Here's the way I look at it. I don't want to. I'm not saying this as a. Once again, the fans are important to the show. That's not what I'm saying. The individual fan is not in my eyes. I think there should never be a fan that is famous per se.
Correct.
It's about adding.
Over.
Yeah, we could be. Yeah, over. Yeah, we could be over, but no. I love when it's just people into it, and it's that simple. People into it. Change their clothes. You don't know it's the same thing. I'll move seats for fuck's sake. I do not care. Whatever they tell me to do. They tell me to sign a non-disclosure. I will do it because that is what you should do as an Impact fan.
Yeah.
If I see a spoiler out, I'm taking all your pictures. I swear.
Critical Sting, I'm letting you know. If I'm there, I'm gonna get a "This is awesome." Probably from, I'm thinking maybe the first tie-up, a holy shit off of a suplex, and I'm gonna even see if I can get an ECW chant going. I don't know. It seems to be something that everybody chants. So
I think I just filled my bingo card. Yeah. No pun intended with ECW.
All the shitty fan chants.
Oh man,
Fight forever.
You might hear that.
Yeah, I'm minute and a half into the match. Fight forever, and then a minute later they're like, "This is boring."
You still got it.
Yeah, it's Chris Bay and Ace Austin. You still got it. Like,
you deserve it. Well, either way, we're gonna try to hype up. I'm making some cool signs if they let it. I don't. It's just when it's forced. Yeah, no, I don't hate the chance. It's just when it's forced. And that's what we get at, is you could watch a show where it's after, Impact started doing it, or TNA, excuse me, when This Is Awesome. It actually originated from like ROH before that, but so that made it known on a bigger platform was TNA. Then the fans would inevitably move on to WWE, and it continued, and it just.
I don't want to see a suplex through a table get a holy shit chant.
Right.
Like, that's not a holy shit moment that happens. Like,
the level of what qualifies as a holy shit is insane. So we won't be doing that. Our job is to make them about the wrestlers. I mean, look, I even said, I think we were watching the watch along Against All Odds, maybe it was, when Big LG was looking at, and the camera was smart to not show if there was anyone there, but he was, talking shit to somebody in the crowd for a hot second in their entrance. And you're not going to tell me, you can't tell me rather, that he's not excited to have a real human there to interact with and go back and forth with, even if the person doesn't laughs or whatever. It doesn't matter. It still gives them something to play off of. It's like saying, once again, I don't want to give the credit to things, but it's like saying, I want to hear the Rolling Stones play, but all shows up as Mick Jagger. You know what I mean? Like, yes, that person's the star, 100%. I know Keith Richards and stuff, so maybe that's a bad intelligence. But do you know what I'm saying? Of course, you're looking forward.
It'd be like going to see NSYNC and it's just Justin Timberlake. I want to see the whole atmosphere. I want to see the fat one step out there and do his stuff.
I want to see Fatone. I want to see Fatone down.
You want to see Fatone?
That's what I said. Yeah, Joey Fat One.
He's the cool one. All right. Jesus. But yeah, no, fan of tapings. So at least you'll get them for a month. I think I saw, who was it? Was it Iowa that said it? That this most likely means that the next set are out of Skyway as well. So I'm not certain. I don't know. I think they're in August, which means they're after. Help me out here. After what's in July?
Slammiversary?
Yeah, Slammiversary. What's after that?
I don't know.
Someone help me. Well, we'll look it up, but I need to know the schedule, just because I want to see, and I know I said it in the thing, but someone had told me the reason that the tapings are so close to whatever it is to accommodate someone's schedule. So we'll move on to the next topic, but just something interesting tidbit there, and I want to see if I can piece it together. All right.
Yeah. So
there we go.
Okay, kicking it over to number 2.
Yeah.
An update to the New Japan situation. The talks with WWE were broken down. Josh Alexander made his debut last night on Strong, and the Good Brothers are set to make their debut on Strong, but return to New Japan. Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Do we expect more things to come from New Japan, Max?
I definitely think it is the tip of the iceberg. Strong is, from my understanding, their U.S. program, so it's all happens in the U.S., which means if they have a partnership with Impact, it's gonna give Impact guys a chance to easily be a part of New Japan and not have to fly to Japan. Like if they send guys over here to be on Impact, they can say, "Hey, we're going to put you on Impact and then on Strong," and it's not like you're just gone from New Japan for X amount of time. So I definitely
Right.
think it's going to continue to expand. I don't know how things are going with COVID over in Japan. I know there's some things. Obviously, most of the stuff I hear is to do with the Olympics, but I think hopefully as that begins to settle down, that's when you'll really see it explode. That's when you'll see the Bullet Club guys come over. That's when you'll see like bigger names to where they can send these guys over, have them here for a week or two filming, and then send them right back to Japan and not miss anything. So I do think Strong is a great way to go. It wouldn't surprise me if an Impact wrestler won their Strong Championship. I actually really liked the bout because I mean we've obviously given their guys our tag belts, and then you bring the Strong title onto Impact Wrestling. I think that
Elevate
would be
it.
a really good. I think yeah, and just kind of continue to share things, continue to work and show that it is a partnership, and you know anybody can go anywhere. So
Yeah, no, I know we're short on time, and I definitely want to get to the end game that we're going to do. So it'll tie into number 5, so not too big of a deal. But I'll make it short and sweet. To see that WWE talks broke down made me one happy camper because we were talking about it, and I'm not sure if it was Bert or whoever had mentioned it, um, but I said the product just seems much better, and I don't think it's Don leaving. I think Don's a very creative guy, and the obvious thing here is that New Japan connection. You know, yes, things have elevated in production and so on and so on, storylines or whatever in the matches in the ring, but New Japan being involved just gives it a more important feeling, to me at least. Um, Especially with the video packages, very smart. Whoever's in charge, I don't know if it's Kevin or who, but um, it's awesome shit, and it hypes their guys. And as Max said, it allows not just the video package, excuse me, but the partnership to allow Josh and them to go over there, and then wonder if Josh wins it, brings the Strong Championship back here, and you're not going to tell me that doesn't elevate a show that not a lot of people watch. And that's not in a slight. It's a fact. Not a lot of people watch that show. But you want to elevate that brand. So I think there's, I'm very happy because I think this is the tip of the iceberg. I think there's so much more to come. I honestly think what I was trying to figure out with the tapings is because of the New Japan relationship. No spoilers there because I really don't know anymore. But I really think that we are going to get the better end of the deal when it comes to the partnership of New Japan and AEW, New Japan and Impact. And if that's because the Good Brothers are here or Rocky Romero's doing whatever, I don't give a shit. We are doing the right thing.
No, and I agree that what someone said that the New Japan relationship is better than the AEW one, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Because the AEW one is just Kenny Omega. That's it. We got Private Party, I think was their name, or maybe that's the people from WWE. Either way, we got those people that Matt Hardy brought over, and they won't even let our tag team champions pin them. They had it like it's just to me, and I know people are going to talk about the AEW. Oh, it's increasing pay-per-view buys. Pay-per-view buys are awesome. The problem is when Kenny Omega leaves Impact, if those pay-per-view buys drop back down, it didn't do anything for us. The goal of these partnerships is to increase overall viewers and gain more people continuously watching.
Yes, but you could say that about the TV show. You could say that about anything. If someone comes and raises it and they're leaving, either they're gonna go with him or they're gonna stay with us. I mean that's a 50-50. It is what it is.
I mean,
it is though. But so
I guess, but
so why wouldn't you?
Kenny Omega hasn't done enough on the show. Like the New Japan people have come in, they've been on the TV show, they've been in multiple matches. Whereas Kenny Omega he's kind of there and he's not. Like I understand
that perspective, I really do. But when you're getting one of their top 2 performers
Correct.
for free to come over and give you the rub. Take your belts and give it the rub. I'm sorry, guys. I still don't see. I understand why the AEW thing sucks because they said the word partnership. Had it just been a Kenny Omega thing, no one would be complaining at all right now because it would just be Kenny Omega coming from AEW and being a dick with Don Callis, and that's fine. But because they said partnership, we all take it and we say, "Oh, we're supposed to trade," and that's on Tony Khan for saying that. And who knows what he was doing or skiing or whatever he was doing. He said the wrong thing. It shouldn't have been said like that. I know everyone then, it wasn't like he just said it and it came to be. There was, obviously, they played off of it and Impact acknowledged it and so on. But I just think if we take a step back and look at this, no matter what, we are getting 5-figure numbers for the first time in, I think, over a decade for pay-per-views. I just can't see the issue if he comes and for 1 year, because I don't think we'll get to that in a second. I don't think he loses at Slammiversary. I think he loses at Bound for Glory. That's my new take. But it was my original take. Now I'm back to bandwagon jumping. But yeah, if he stays to Bound for Glory, if we had him for a whole year, we had a whole year of a boost in our numbers, a boost in our intake, a boost in the house, and then it only keeps 5 people after he leaves. Those 5 motherfuckers are going to stay, and those are true fans who said, wow, man, not only did I like Kenny and the little fucking overrated match he did, but I love Ace Austin and Chris Bay. So I just think there's going to be people that I bet on our product winning people over more than I think their product is getting us over. But what it's doing is getting people in the door, watching us, and then on top of it, the door is open for them to leave or to stay or keep coming back. I don't know. I understand completely where everyone comes from, but
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think I need to see how Impact continues to do once they can get fans back in and start doing things, because we'll see what happens. But I mean, at this point, I think Moose obviously looked great at the last, wasn't pay-per-view, but whatever it was, against the Lots. He looked amazing, needing 3 people to beat him. But unfortunately, the thing with Rich Swann, I don't think did Impact any favors. I think Impact came out looking bad, and luckily Moose had them looking good.
Well, that's the thing, is that you got the belt off of someone that we all agree, and in Impact fans, not the internet, but the Impact fans agree that Rich Swann was never a valid, what we see as our champion.
Correct.
Right? So if we don't see him as the champion, and his belt, we didn't care if the belt went off him anyways, feed him to Kenny Omega. Then you boost Moose, and now Sammy. Whoever he touches in a program, he raises. Rich Swann is the anomaly. But I would say out of the 3 people he wrestled, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. There's a song about that. All right. I get what you're saying. Next.
All right. Yeah. Try and keep these short and sweet. Number 3, Kylie Rae let out of her Impact contract to sign with the NWA and reportedly apologized to several members of the roster the weekend when she signed with the NWA. Do you think are these bridges burnt with the NWA, or is there a chance Kylie Rae and NWA could potentially work with Impact at some point? Jeff?
Yeah, to make it short and sweet, I don't want to word it as I told you so, but she was signed. They're taking care of her. They're getting her on her feet. I'm not going to remark on if she is still signed or not. The words out of contract, I have not heard. And maybe you guys have heard in the rumor mill. I have heard that because last I read, no Impact rep has commented on it. So what could be happening is that they're letting her wrestle in Chicago for the NWA, which is where her hometown is, where she can just kind of get her feet on the ground with a very limited crowd and see where it goes from there. Her apologizing to the roster, or some of, I know there's a couple more she needs to make that we know of, people that are still upset. But once again, we're not back there. Could she have handled all of those already? Yeah, we're coming from a dirt sheet point of view or a rumor or somebody that DMs me, okay? So who knows? But I will say she was signed. She might still be. I don't know that part. But she will be working with them, and maybe when the time's right, the door is open for her to come back. As far as the, because once again, she owes an apology to Deanna, and I don't know if that's happened. To have that feud and to that be the main attraction of the Knockouts division for quite a while, we had our two pillars right there, man. And that's nothing against her. I 100% understand her situation. But that being said, um, so then, and yeah, I hope for the best. She seems to be better in a good place, and she's going to start there, and we get to see her on TV, and we get to see her get more confidence. As far as the NWA thing, I'll hit on that when we talk about the game, because I really think that Mickie James, who is not signed to NWA, she's allowed to. He's giving her the opportunity to put this together, legit. Not like, well, maybe like Tommy did at Hardcore Justice. It's possible because they both have are similar roles. Tommy isn't in charge per se, but had the ability for that. Anyway, in the story, at least. So obviously, we all knew she was going to work with her husband at some point. And NWA, obviously, ECN, a great opportunity to boost their knockout or women's division, and the door is open for anyone to wrestle in it. So Mickie James said she wanted the best of the best. I think Mickie James is coming to Slammiversary. I just have a feeling she'll be in Nashville around that time. She lives there, right? But other than that, sorry, I'm off Treehouse. So I think she'll be there, which means I think the exchange will be continuous, and you'll see Jordan and company go there too for that tournament, which I hope everyone buys because that'll be the first NWA thing I do purchase. All right, Max.
All right, so unlike Jeff, I'll actually keep it short and won't go on a rant about some wrestler that wasn't in the topic. I wish the best for Kylie. I hopefully, I understand why what happened. Obviously, you have to take care of yourself. I hope she is better and can continue to get back into wrestling and compete. But if I was Impact, I'd never sign her again. Unfortunately, I feel like she's just too much of a wild card. You can't put any type of momentum behind her because you don't know, is she going to have another relapse? And it's not a bad thing against her. I'm not holding anything against her, but it's similar to when wrestlers constantly get injured. If someone's going to constantly get injured, you can't push them as a star, because then if they get injured, everything's gone. So if she has that come back, I wish the best for her, but I don't think, if I'm Impact, outside of maybe having her come in for like maybe a very short feud, I don't ever see them re-signing her and pushing her to the stars again, because it's just too big of a risk that I don't think, you can deal with at this point, because it's happened twice. She had to leave AEW, and then she had to leave Impact. So
you are right, sir.
Yeah, I mean, arguably NWA is the perfect place for her. Not as big of a spotlight on her, so she can deal with her own issues. Moving on to number 4. What are we thinking is the possibility of Bryan Danielson signing with Impact Wrestling? Max, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I know originally from what I had read, the whole New Japan WWE thing was kind of, I guess people had talked about it kind of being based off of Daniel Bryan, and his ability to wrestle there. With it falling through, it makes me think maybe maybe it just fell through, or maybe he's saying, hey, I no longer want to work in WWE, and now New Japan's like, cool, we have no reason to now work with you. We can work with somebody else. I really think the place that he's going to go is either New Japan or ROH, just because of his history. I think if he signs with New Japan, I definitely think he'll get a run in Impact, though. So that, to me, New Japan, in my opinion, is probably the best fit for him. And then I think he'll come to Impact, but I think it'll be as a member of New Japan and not necessarily because he's signed with Impact.
Here's conspiracy theory, Jeff, for a second. Okay. The point of WWE talking to New Japan, which we said financially, fiscally, common sensely, that's not even a word. Every league you can add to it, it made no sense for New Japan to work with WWE. None. Money, maybe okay, yeah, but there was no way they would leave that partnership better than they came. I can't see that.
I
Especially
agree.
with Vince being in charge still. So, one, that deal's done. The reason they were even talking in the first place was try to entice Bryan to stay. Okay? That's number one. That deal is supposedly done. Impact, New Japan, our buddies, ROH, and whoever else included. Part two. Well, first I have to mention, I would not say this. This is just conspiracy theory, Jeff and me. I don't, my true TNA fan in me says he's going to go AEW somewhere else, not us. But, so he wants to be able to work with multiple companies. That's one. He has the ability to do that with Impact. Two, I'm pretty sure Brie is on the way to having their third child. If I were having a third child and being a family man that Bryan is, I would want to stay home more. I want to go on the road all the time. Maybe Japan trips, maybe, but 3 kids is a lot, right? Even 2 is enough. I have 1 and I want to, well, I don't say negative, but I love her. When she watches this in 20 years and strangles me in my sleep. Gotta talk nice. Kristen already does for Teenage Jam. So. Oh, man. Okay, so anyways. So yeah, so she might be pregnant. He's that. And I'm sorry, but that is really ballsy of them to put yes. They took out Joe out of that video package. And yet, yes still stays. Bright in maroon, nonetheless. Homage to William Regal / Bryan Danielson. So yeah, I don't know, man. The gut says hell no. The brain says hell no. But the heart... And if we get to use his original ROH song, I will be very happy. If everyone knows who it is in the chat, write it there. There. How's the connection? Can everyone hear me? Okay.
I can hear you.
It says switch to audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, just making sure it's not too poor of a connection. All right. So that's Bryan Danielson. I don't know. Chance, if you want to put a percentage on it, I'll say 20%. Max?
That he signs with us? I'll say 15, but I'll go 80 that he actually does a decent.
And remember, and that seems to be my Combat Republic. I'm so confident we won't see Bryan that if he does, I'll eat all of your underwear. I don't wear them, brother, but I'm gonna start skid marking my ass off just in case, man. All right, let's get to. I know it's my turn here, Craig, but if we could do Max, I'll let him say what he's gonna say because it's gonna roll right into the game. After he's done, I'll kick it to our commercial, and then we'll get right to the game, which rolls into this.
Alrighty then. Number 5. Sammy versus Kenny for the title at Slammiversary. Are you okay with this and are you okay with the way Slammiversary is being built at currently? Max?
First off, I'm super pissed that I paid $300 to see Sami Callihan lose to Kenny Omega. And yes, I said lose because there is 0 chance he's winning. Going into it, there are 6 things that I am more confident will happen before Sami Callihan beats Kenny Omega.
Signing?
No. Number 6, they tell us who kidnapped Joe. Number 5, the WWE releases a non-biased Monday Night Wars documentary. Number 4, Jeff admits that Blake and Murphy are one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Number 3, with the game on the line, Ben Simmons hits a free throw. Number 2, AJ Styles returns at Slammiversary and wins the championship. And the number 1 thing I am more confident will happen before Sami Callihan beats Kenny Omega is England will win the Euros. That's more likely to happen than, I mean, that's it. Those are the 6 things that if I had to put money on before Sami Callihan beating Kenny Omega, that I would place my money on.
Craig. Yeah, that's good. Max, let's go. Motherfucker.
I mean, okay. I think England will win it. Saying that.
Yeah. I think Canada has just as good a chance.
Probably.
No, I don't know. I don't fucking care. I love England. I do. All right. You got anything else on that, Max? Or you want to piss on the $300? All right.
That's it. I mean, I'm excited because I'll get to see the Iconics.
Maybe.
I'm excited because I better get to see the Iconics. If not that, then, we'll see. I'm going to get to see some exciting stuff. So I'm happy for the 300. I'm going to spend some time with Jeff.
Just worth $2 alone.
So
$5 on Friday nights, but
exactly. True. So, I'm not really excited about this being the main event. I was really hopeful that's true. I was really hoping that it would be Moose versus Kenny with some type of cage stipulation to just see these guys go one-on-one. But once again, I do agree with you, though. It's probably going to be a Bound for Glory where Moose becomes the hero of Impact.
I do want to mention a couple things.
I'd say I want it over. I want Kenny gone. I'm not interested anymore. I've lost all interest in this story. I want Impact back to how Kenny hasn't done anything for the title itself.
Yes, he has. He kept it on one person for the longest it's been in quite a while. I mean,
it's only had it for 48 days.
More than most of our people. That's not 48 days. Is it really? Look that up. All right. Well, I'm going to kick it to the thing. I do want to mention some things I saw in the chat that we haven't commented. I wanted to. First of all, happy 19th birthday to Impact/TNA/NWA TNA/GF. Over here for a second. 19 years of proving everyone wrong. I know exactly where I was on June 19th, 2001. 2002. 2001. I don't know. 2002. And damn, man, time flies. Getting old.
49 days he's held it. The only people who have held it for less time than that is Eddie Edwards for 28, Pentagon Jr. for 2, and Alberto El Patron back in 2017 for 43.
The other thing I want to mention was the dig/not dig of Mickey James with the guy. People lost their mind with this shit. Here's my part on it. I will say 1,000%. It was fucking hilarious. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. I'm sure she's okay with it. I'm sure it was done as a tease. I think Fire and Flavor are finally finding that comedic working, or the writers are for them to put them in position, because that was good stuff. At least them with in the thing, and then finding that. Now Tommy Dreamer's dig at the end. Yeah. What's that?
And also the Sasha stands need to just
that needs to stop.
Go.
Because God forbid there's 2 black women with colored hair. In rest. God forbid. Idiots.
I mean, we have a bunch of white dudes who wear black trunks filled with every single roster in the world, and we can't have 2 black women with colored hair.
We could only have one. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that. And did I mention this on air yet? But the Nielsen ratings, or did I mention that off air? Nielsen ratings will be changing for the first time in 98 years. They have a hold on the marketplace. So it will be 38,000 homes that will be part of the experiment that is Nielsen. And then there will be a new thing called the gouge. That's how I'm guessing Meltzer knew the percentage of Impact fans that watch it on DVR, on demand, and on the app or live. Because they will be giving that. It'll actually be gouging the house 14,000 servers or something like that. So not many. Once again, I don't get paid to do it. But if you're wondering where the Nielsen ratings at and what's going on with that for you American folk that think ratings matter, which they do, but I'll still watch. So there you go. All right, let's get a kick.
Of those 38,000 houses, by the way, 6 of them get access to it. So
fair enough. All right, here we go. Commercial, and we'll be back. Bye. Slammiversary, Slammiversary, Slammiversary. That is what this is about, and it will continually be about until we get there. Yeah.
And yes, that's how Nielsen ratings work. It was like 40-something
Now it's
thousand
38.
people is where they
Well,
got.
it's 40,000
Yeah, but
and
I'm saying
38,000
before
households.
it was either way. Yeah, it was 40,000 people that they used to calculate what percent of those
Right.
40,000 were
Well, I wanna
watching
say-
a show, and then they took that and expanded it, and that's
Well,
how
I
they
do-
got the
I do want to
millions
say
of.
this. If you out there in on YouTube land or audio land or right now on Twitch are a paid Nielsen ratings member, which I know you get paid $100 a month or $100 a year or $10 a month. There's two different systems. Write us. I will give you $101 to keep Access TV on all the time. All the time. Okay. Anyway,
So it's 100. That's $10 a month.
$10
That's
a
it.
month or $100 a year.
That's not even enough to buy
Yes.
cable.
And they hold our power in our hands of sponsorship. All right.
Yeah. No, it's not accurate at all. It's just, but at the like you said at the time, it was the most accurate way
98 years
possible.
ago. What needs?
Yeah. Now there should be a much more accurate way to do it by just
telling. If you put it as an app, I bet you millions of people would say what they're watching. It's called Twitter.
I like YouTube can tell me exactly how many people clicked on my video, but the cable company has to
All
rely
right,
on
real quick. Let's
40,000
get to this
people.
game. Mentioning by that, if you're watching us on YouTube, we don't get nations. It doesn't tell us who's watching what country, and we haven't added any up there. So come on, my Canadian folk, you hosers. Is that a bad term? All right. All right. Here we go. Slammiversary. This is how we're going to do it. It's not a game or a booking by committee. All of us, including yourselves, to work with us on this. We're going to put up the matches that will obviously have to be on the show, and the matches that already we can see are set on the show. So starting with number one, the reason I let Max go first is the reason I will continue here is because I'll be explaining it. So with Kenny Omega and Sammy, there's no chance Sammy wins, not because of his rep or his him being a value Jesus, a serious competitor, serious challenger. It's just that the build up for this has gone, I feel, more into than maybe any Kenny has had since he's been there. You feel a real heat there. You feel the possibility of Sammy jumping to AEW. Well, not jumping, but going back and forth, transporting or teleporting. So it feels like for at least the real possibility factor on the storyline television screen, yes, I feel like Sammy has a chance. But Jeff, the human that was watched for 19 years, knows that he's not going to win. If he does, I will. When Mike said he'll eat our underwear, I'll shit my pants on national television because I don't think he's going to win. Am I disappointed though with Moose? No, because we do get to see a cool matchup. Thursday night I was a little disappointed. Then I sat back and I said, okay, but they're going to push it to Bound for Glory, and Moose versus Chris Sabin. It is pretty cool. So we're going to throw Moose and Chris Sabin up there as well because we know inevitably he has to accept that challenge, I imagine.
The return of Alex Shelley to save Chris Sabin from a beatdown.
Exactly.
It's official. It's official.
It is official.
The match is taking place.
It's on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, but that's what I have in my notes too, Max. Pretty crazy, man. I thought Alex Shelley will come to the end and help him out, and then he'll be there for the set of tapings.
Of course.
So, who will Moose's partner be? That is the question. All right. So I think we're pretty certain that I think it's going to be hard to boo Moose, but I think if any of you are going with us to Slammiversary, as I know Lucha and quite a couple other people that we've been talking to are, the chant for this will be easily done to do, let's go Sabin, let's go Moose. It's been a while since we've been able to do something like that where you cheer for both, and these are two great, one being a legend of Impact and one of Moose on his way there.
I mean, if Moose really goes the heel way, you can always hit him with the douche chant. Douche.
If he wants to be extra,
I remember that chant.
If he wants to build that towards Slammiversary. We'll see how he goes.
I think that he will still be a heel when he shows up there, but how do you boo Moose? He can't boo Moose. He is our foundation. He's our foundation. Yeah, I could see obviously Moose winning this, getting back his momentum, being another former world champion. And I think it'll be a great match. 2 for 2, I think we're still going to have good matches. Leaked Kenny Omega injury or not by Meltzer, we'll see. We'll see. The other one that we can lock in place, don't know if it'll be the second main event. It'll probably be the first fucking match or something.
It should be.
Why?
Because X Division starting off a pay-per-view gets everybody hyped, because the X Division matches always are
You're not going to be tired?
And
you're not going to be mentally tired after that?
I mean, I think that energy is just going to play on throughout the whole pay-per-view. I think it's, you lead it off with the X Division matches. I love when they lead it off with an X Division Championship match, because it sets the stage. Every single person that goes on after this match, you damn well better be ready, because this is what we just brought. So bring your best shit, or else you're going to look like ass.
I go back to Slammiversary, I think it's 2014. They opened up with that ladder match for the Extreme title. Easily match of the night for that show. But you can't... The X Division, that type of match needs to open up, get everyone really, really hyped, and if necessary, they can use that to carry wave on through to the next match.
That's a fair point. I shouldn't be saying who wants to follow that and say I would think the Impact roster is up to try to keep one up in each other, and that depends on what's on there. I mean, so far so good. All 3 matches, none of these people are going to take a moment off. All right. So next up, we'll just go in the order I have it. You have to assume that Deonna Purrazzo is going to defend it eventually against somebody. She's already calling up, hey, I can't face any, I got no one left. I ran through everyone. I'm dominant. We thought it would be Taylor Wilde. Obviously, she missed the taping, or not, missed it by anything we know, but just wasn't there. Or surprises us at the very end. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that story and her. But I think it's fair to say that maybe it's not going to be her. In my mind,
I'm going 3 ways on this. I can picture 3 different ways you can go.
Mickey?
Either
Chelsea?
Yeah. I think either Kimberly,
okay,
Mickey, or Britt Baker.
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting.
I can see these 3 ways.
Please, Lord Jesus, don't let Britt Baker come over and take our title at Slammiversary.
No. Yeah, that would be horrible. I doubt they would. I doubt they would do that on the anniversary. Well, even though it's July, the anniversary of Impact. It should be something for us, right? Kenny Omega's already going to win the main event. Give us something. So with that being said, I personally think Kimberly would be fucking amazing. Because if she comes out and with a whole new different vibe, and comes out and beats her, that's a moment. That's how you build somebody when you give them a title too quickly. Not that she doesn't deserve it, but you know what I mean? When they give you that push right away, that would be some cool stuff. But I still think it's Mickie James. What do you guys in the group here think? And we can majority rule and pop it in there.
So I think there's going...
I was saying, no matter what, Deonna Purrazzo loses Knockouts Championship at Slammiversary.
Really?
No matter what, Deonna loses.
Yeah, and where do you see it going from there?
It depends who the challenger is.
No, her.
Deonna will lose. Oh, Deonna. I mean, if it's not Kimberly, then they can always go that route of having that feud. Even with Su Yung, they still need to do something with Su Yung.
Some shit if
as a payout.
Twice it's Su Yung.
That would be funny. I think there's gonna be. I feel like there's gonna be an open call out on Slammiversary, to where they basically say, "Hey, whoever wants to, either them or either Deonna or Fire and Flavor are gonna basically say, we've beaten everybody. There's no one to wrestle us." And that's going to get you either, because you can't set up a match for Mickie James.
No.
Like
Yeah,
she has
no,
to
you
just calm
mentioned Fire
down.
and Flame. I'm shaking my head at that. There's already.
Okay, so for me, I would say it's probably going to be Deanna, and I think it will be Mickey James, but I don't think she loses it. I do think that if it ends up being Kimberly, she could lose it. And that would kind of give us, but I think it would be better off if she lost it, just because it would give you some new matchups. But I do think Mickey James is going
Yeah,
to be the
one, I see
person.
the balloons. Yeah, I hope we can bring streamers. I used to do that in ROH. It used to be so much fun. Yay, celebrate the. Anyways,
Kenny
yeah,
Omega's victory.
I'll ask him. I'll shoot him a DM or email and see if we can bring streamers. I already made signs, so all right. So yeah, we'll fill these in as you guys bring in the opinions, and we kind of decide at the very end. Um, the other thing with this is, I would hope, because we have so many hopeful knockouts that are re-debuting or coming and debuting, whatever it may be, that we get not a call your shot, but a knockout battle royal or whatever they call it. I don't know, gauntlet or whatever. I feel like they did what.
Reverse
No,
gauntlet.
they did every Slammiversary so far, right?
Yeah, Slammiversary one from last year was kind of, I won't say a
Yeah, it
letdown,
was.
but there's a lot of high. So it is something will need to be different. I just don't see. It's still the same roster.
Well, that's the
I
key.
just don't
Is
see
how
what.
does a Chelsea Green come back? How does a Su Young debut? How does if Susie and Su Young all show up in the thing finally, like we wanted? Does that?
Yeah, that's the only saving grace. If they do it, Su Young has to enter 3
So we'll
times.
talk about that in other matches. Let's keep going here and kind of fill it out and see what we have left. Max, you still have the roster up? Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to go to KO Tag just because we're on that same page there. I mean, I think they're already setting up for a long-term feud, or at least a Slammiversary with Rosemary and Havoc. I said that from.
I think that's
I
a
mean,
good.
they showed it. They're finally working together. We said from months that they should be together as part of Decay. Hopefully, Havoc makes that crossover. But you had some unfortunate news that Ali said they're interested in Rosemary. So hopefully, that is not a sign that. Because I would love to see her have the tag titles with Havoc. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it has to be Rosemary Havoc for this time. But yeah, like I said, 2 hours ago, Ali was on the AEW podcast with Aubrey Edwards, and she said that AEW are interested, and she wants Rosemary in AEW. She said that from the beginning.
Yeah, because she wants them to give her something to do.
Yeah.
All she's done is walk the Butcher and the Blade out, and
Yeah.
that's it. I think she wrestled
Yeah,
6 times,
not
but we'll
great.
see.
Let's see if I can fix this here. So are we going to lock in that's the. Let's move this over so it looks pretty. There we go. Technology.
Yeah, it kind of has to be at this point.
Okay.
They back
Yeah.
out. It just makes no sense.
All right, so we're gonna lock that in. We'll do Fire and Flava versus Rosemary and Havoc. I think that makes sense. Chris Sabin Moose. We can it is official. Ultimate X. Deanna Peraza. We're still debating that. No, I don't trust them to book Rosemary correctly. I mean, look at Allie. I mean, come on, man. They could spin how they want over there. That booking is.
They already have the Living Dead girl, Abaddon. I don't know who that is, but
Baden, yeah.
whatever.
You and AEW fans can say that it's just a process, whatever. But I mean, if you look at, in particular, Santana and Ortiz, yes, they're in a circle, but they're basically an afterthought for most people.
Yeah.
Lucha Brothers, same thing. You can't
Brian
say
Cage.
that they're. It's bad booking, and they're not.
Hey, now Brian Cage is the FTW champion. That's basically like the second highest belt in AEW, I think.
All right, let's continue. All right, so you have to assume that Violent by Design is going to defend their tag team championships. There's no clear-cut team right now. The tease is that it could be Kojima and Eddie Edwards. If they win next week, they will be the challengers. In my head, they are the challengers until Kojima is taken out by Violent by Design, leaving Eddie kind of stranded. Who's he going to have? Who could it be? Wolves, right?
Yes. I think Kojima and Eddie will lose next week. Maybe they'll earn another opportunity, but Kojima won't be able to take part. So Eddie will need another partner, and it will be David Richards.
It makes too much sense. They talk about him too much. Josh mentions the Wolves too much. They play that fucking clip too much. Excuse me all the language, but Jesus, it's God. And if anyone can figure out how to turn off our damn animated emotes, hit us up. Jesus Lord, can't get there. Yeah. No, I'm with you there. So, do we want to lock it in? Does that seem like Max the
I think I like that. Do you think he goes back with the Wolves gear, or do you think Davey just comes wearing the Wolves gear and Eddie just stays in grungy Eddie mode? Grungy Davey mode.
It'll be Crazy Eddie and Lone Wolf Davey.
Hey, that was Scott Hall's gimmick. Lone Wolf. All right, so for the tag here, we're going to add, we'll say, I'm going to put,
Finn Juice versus Violent by Design would
I think
be
so
good
as
too.
well. It would make sense for them to be back. They also deserve a rematch. But who knows? Maybe this is a chance to showcase a multi-match thing there. But just for shits and gigs, because Eddie has to be doing something, and I hope they give him something good. We'll type in Kojima and him, and we'll revisit this.
Let the hunt begin.
There we go. All right, it's locked in. Might be wrong, guys, but this is our fantasy. We'll still let you chime in. No, now contract with MLW this draft. No, that just means he's going to partake. It's JV. He doesn't have an exclusive contract. He's actually, my thinking honestly is that he's there just to get back in the ring, play around, and he'll be back in Impact as well. So.
Is anyone actually signed to MLW? You got Tom Law. You got maybe Hammerstone. Yeah, you got Hammerstone. You've got. I mean, no, I don't think anyone's permanently signed. TJP isn't. I don't think Davey is. So, no, I think MLW isn't that much of a worry.
All right, so this leaves typically nine matches. Or that leaves 3 matches because generally it's 9. If we want to use the bottom one, say it's going to be 8, and use the bottom one as a pre-show, they're going to have something to get everyone worked in here. What do we think they are? What are we looking? What is left, Max? If you want to hit us with maybe the bigger names that we haven't used yet.
Alrighty, so obviously Brian Myers is there if he's going to do something. Let's see. Heath could return. We don't know what Heath's been up to. Jake something is there. James Storm.
We still haven't mentioned AMW.
Matt Cardona. Yeah, that's true. Rohit's not. Is he in the X Division one? Did he die in Madman Fulton kill him? Yeah, who's all in the X Division?
Rohit. Josh, obviously, Ace, Trey, everyone from the lane.
Okay, it is Petey's in there. Okay, cool. All right, I'm just running through and trying to see. Rich Swan, we haven't mentioned. Steve Macklin, obviously new there. He could be put into something. The Good Brothers. And Willie Mack and W. Morris.
Well, I see them saving Willie and Rich if they're one's going to turn on each other for Bound for Glory. A blood feud makes sense. You have to assume that this thing with Morrissey will continue with Rich or Willie, or maybe, I don't know. Myers and Jake, something, I agree with that. Jordan versus Rachel, if they get to that heelish point, I think it really makes sense on Jordan to have that match.
I think that's a good match.
I still want to say that they're going to do a thing to include all the women, especially seeing there's quite a bit that aren't in any matches, and 2, they're going to add more people.
Yeah, speaking on Jordan, obviously on our talking points, I mentioned that I want them to just get this heel turn with her done. It's not because of the Rachel thing; it's more to do with that they've been teasing this since she was teaming with Jazz.
Right.
That's been my biggest thing about it. I think just if it is going to be about at Slammiversary, great. Just do it, Turner. Get this match. I mean, Jordan at this point, Jordan isn't going to be a major monster heel anyway.
You don't think so?
It hasn't happened. Yeah, she'll just. I can't see her beating the holy hell out of Ellering to get this match. I think it'll just be turn her back on, and then like a shot to the back as she's turning around.
I think she's gonna lace some bows, man. I think she's gonna just clobber her. So I think that could be a good match if that plays out. I really feel like they're gonna include a lot of those. I mean, Taylor's not in anything if she doesn't go there. Chelsea, who may come back, is not there.
I think a women's battle royal is a good one for number 1 contender.
They generally do one every Slammiversary lately.
I think that's a good one. I have an idea. Hear me out on my idea here. So, the Good Brothers aren't in anything.
Yes, let's stick with the Good Brothers because they're going to be in something.
They're going to be in something. They're going to be in the middle of the ring discussing how they are the greatest tag team in the world. And they don't have a match at all. And then all of a sudden, we're finally going to get the invasion that we should have had months and months ago. When Gorillas of Destiny show up and Bullet Club finally appears in Impact.
G.O.D.
And that's going to be, because let's be realistic, somebody from New Japan's going to show up. And those guys, I think, they've talked enough shit about Kenny Omega, the Good Brothers, the middle-aged Bucks, that it just makes sense for
Bucks, right,
New Japan to send them over and just
I think
start.
that's a possibility.
Something interesting I read in an interview with Wesley Blake, that he wants to form a group, a faction with Macklin and Murphy in Impact.
I'm letting you know, if Blake and Murphy reunite at Slammiversary, I will literally cry tears of joy. I don't give a shit what happens the rest. That's worth $300 on its own.
Buddy Murphy cannot be at Slammiversary.
That's not true. There are WWE wrestlers that are talking with WWE about getting their non-compete clause waived. And the WWE apparently is very open to it.
I mean, it will mean WWE will save money, so.
Correct. And that's why they released everybody, because it was a budget thing.
To pay for Brock, baby.
you say, hey, release me. You don't have to pay me for 90 days. And here comes Wesley Blake, Buddy Murphy, and Max rushes the ring out of pure joy. And then gets tagged.
And then we become an MLW podcast.
And then it's it. and then it's set.
Yeah. I think that's a possibility of them. Well, this is off topic, but obviously we'll get to the Good Brothers in just a moment. I think that would be awesome. Just to tell you, though, Murphy and Blake will not be the tag team out of that group. It'll be Murphy will lead that group, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, he's the guy's a fucker.
And that's nothing against Macklin or Blake, but kudos to Blake for saying that. Almost makes me like him. All right, so Good Brothers. You're saying Gorillas of Destiny. I'm saying Young Bucks are a possibility. Also could be AMW answering the open challenge. How could we?
That'd be interesting.
What is the
I just can't see AMW being a part of this show. This one. Maybe a bit further down the line, yeah.
But the meaning of Slammiversary.
If anything, it'll be VBD. if anything. But I think that's leaning more towards the Wolves. But in terms of the Good Brothers, I honestly don't know who they'll face. Maybe it will be God. Maybe the Generation Me. But I can't. It's a tough one with the Good Brothers because obviously because they're obviously leaning towards there's nothing building for at the minute. But New Japan are going to be revealing more teams in this tag team turmoil for New Japan America for Strong. So maybe one of those teams. Maybe a feud starts from that.
Let's keep that open. We'll keep it in mind. I think it's either way. We all kind of think it's going to be someone out of the company. Fair.
Correct.
All right. So let's write that in there. We'll say TBD.
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 All right. Next up, so we do have to work Jordan and Rachel in there. Do we think there's a knockouts gauntlet? Who needs them? Or do they just have a one-off?
I feel like the knockouts gauntlet would work because if you bring back new people, let's just say, for example, it's not Deonna versus Mickie James. If you bring back Chelsea, if you bring back Mickie, if they win a gauntlet, you can instantly shoot them up into a number one contender to give you fresh matches for Deonna if she retains the title. So, and I think a knockouts gauntlet would be a really good way to go. I know they did it before, but it's just a smart thing to do, especially when there's a lot of potential knockouts out there.
One, TBD is underrated. So is Vacant. Both underrated wrestlers. But two,
Yes.
no,
Impact World Champion.
But yeah, no. To Max's point, I think that's the way you go because do you want to keep a who do we have? Jordan and Rachel by themselves, or do you want them to add that and add Susan, add Kimber, add all these people that aren't getting listed, get all these people, the new people debuting, a chance to shine.
The other option is Rachel versus Jordan, and then a knockouts tag team battle royal.
You think they're going to have 4 matches?
I mean,
right.
I'm just.
Or maybe we get a Tenille versus Jordan ladder match for the custody of Rachel.
What? What's happening?
Are you?
I don't know. What seems to be doing?
Is this real?
Is this a Judy Bagwell on a pole match? Is that what you just? Is that what you just put towards us?
Obviously, I'm not fucking serious.
Is this Max's punishment for saying England sucks? What is it?
I know. I didn't say they sucked. I gave them better chances of winning than I gave Sami Callihan.
All right. We'll keep going. We got 10 minutes left. Does anyone want to say Peraza? Who we going to put there, guys? Do we want to put Mickie? And we'll change.
I like Mickie, but I really think that Kimberly could be a really good one.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got time.
It's somebody I don't think she's wrestled. I mean, so who are the people she hasn't wrestled? Taylor Wilde, that's it. When was the last time she wrestled Kimberly, though? Like, how long ago was that?
Maybe Kimber's first match ever or something.
So it's been a while. So they could do Taylor Wilde or Kimberly are really the two new matches they can do against Deonna.
So we'll put TBD as well. We don't know.
Yeah, if I had to pick, I think Mickie James is probably the smart decision, though.
After I already picked next. All right. We got 2 more spots left. Do we think it's a Myers? It's a... Oh, what did we want to put for... we can't... There's not going to be 4 knockouts matches on the card.
All right,
so,
fine.
Deonna... Okay.
Fighting for equality over here.
I'm fighting for everyone getting their shine.
I actually like the Critical Sting point out Myers / Jake something. I actually could see that as a really good, dark horse.
Yeah.
Or not dark.
Like a pre-show or
pre-show match.
A feud blow off. Yeah, I can see that.
I think that could be a really good one.
Maybe
Or possibly your second match of the night right after the X Division, you put on Jake something and Brian Myers.
Craig?
or maybe we get Manic versus Crazy Steve.
Oh, is that a thing they're doing?
Yeah. I mean, the minute it's TJP and Fallah Bar versus Decay, but I think it'll be interesting for TJP to need to go to that dark side of Manic to beat Crazy Steve, even though he beat Black Taurus.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. I know people were upset about that, but Black Taurus gets the rub, and he's a lost TJP ain't nothing to cry about.
Oh, we also have to throw in some Swingers Palace. We know that's going to appear.
I'm sure they'll maybe do it as a not a knockouts battle, but maybe intergender and work everybody. But, and so
they do a battle royal where the winner gets a big poker chip to spin at Swingers Palace,
and then goes and brings it to AEW. They throw what's his face through it.
Oh, by the way, H. Fullerton said that he will be posting a retro review for Slammiversary 2016 tomorrow at 12 p.m. on Easter. So at 12 p.m. Eastern on Twitter. So just everybody check that out. I may have. I was.
All right. So are we saying that this is our plus Jake and?
I mean, we need to fill out these TBDs, okay. But yeah.
I mean,
Morrissey. You don't think Morrissey will be in there?
Yeah, I do.
Jake something versus Morrissey?
I think it's going to be something to do with Willie or Rich. I imagine you can't have Rich.
I kind of want to see a 2-on-1 handicap with Morrissey going over Swan and Mac. Yeah, it might hurt them a little bit, but I think I really want to see that match. Just see Morrissey.
Oh, like 2-on-1? Oh.
2-on-1. Wow. Yeah, it hurt Swan and Mac, but
I think there then. You know, there's got to be at least one more match.
I really see Morrissey just going on a tear.
Yeah, there's usually around 8 or 9 matches. I think the Morrissey versus Willie and Rich might be a good one.
Guys, just because there's and us as well, just because they're starting or establishing a feud on Impact right now does not mean it's going to build to Slammiversary. It can either take a turn, or they blow it off in one match. You know, next week Myers versus Jake something, boom, done. Okay,
or they give you something to shoot for after Slammiversary.
Right. Who knows?
Who
knows? All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do Cardona versus Sam Beal if I really wanted to.
Evil Cardona. Yeah, he's always ready for any.
Always effort ready.
Yeah, that's right. He's gangster. All right. All right, guys. So I think that's a pretty damn good show. Max, is that a $300 show for you, buddy? Now let's take into consideration before we fill the rest in. If this is the card, Sammy, Callahan, Omega. I've never seen the Ultimate X in person. I've seen an Elevation X, seen a Fish Market Street Brawl, but I've never seen an Ultimate X. So we got that going on.
I've seen a knockoff Ultimate X.
You've seen a knockoff one?
A local indie show put on an Ultimate X match. Yeah, it was
on
awful.
fire too. And...
I mean, it was actual rope. So it was really low hanging. It was bad.
I mean, we saw a shitty ladder match and down in what's it called? Down in North Carolina, where one of the ladders shitted out and the guy couldn't climb it to win.
They're working hard there in North Carolina. Right, Lucha?
That was so right,
so yeah, if you see this up, we got the Ultimate X match. We get to see all of these wrestlers that weren't on the roster before the pandemic. We are the first people to see these wrestlers in Impact Wrestling live. We have Deonna Purrazzo versus
either Mickie James. I mean, if it's Mickie James, okay.
All right, let's lock in Mickie.
In that case, it's Mickie or Kimberly, but
I like the Kimber idea. I think her beating her mentor, it just depends on the build-up. You know, if she beats her down these next 3 weeks and then she comes, or next week or two.
You know what? we're fantasy booking this.
All
Throw
right.
Kimber
She's
in
our
there.
hero, man.
Yeah, let's say they do a good build up. Let's go Deanna versus Kimber.
Right. Our homie Kimberly. I wish we could.
Because that gives me my Good Brothers call out, which allows me to say Good Brothers versus God.
Okay, so there's your fantasy.
And then it's easily worth $300.
Who are you gonna root for? A magic killer.
I mean, I love me some Magic Killer, but I'd probably root for God in that case.
Oh,
I-
Because I want to see
Yeah.
Bullet Club invade, and I really like God a lot.
Trying to fix it, guys.
I mean, I don't even know who. If it is someone from New Japan, especially from the America side, I don't know who.
Yeah.
I don't know who they get in team wise. I mean, if it is God, cool, amazing, but I don't obviously be coming from Japan. It's still have to quarantine. There and back after quarantine from Japan. It has to be. It has to be. Everything's still 2-week quarantine. And obviously, I think New Japan have a show coming up after in July.
If you come here, is that what it is?
I don't know. I know in Japan it's
so
14
2
days.
weeks in Japan, it's 3 days in the States. I remember one of them is 3 and one of them is 14. All right. Wow, that flew by yet again. All right. So, would you guys pay money to go see that card in the price range of those tickets were? I sure as hell would. I sure as hell did. We sure as hell did. So he'll be there. And you know, if this card is the card, I would not complain. Because that's awesome. We get to see these people. We get to do a vlog from there. We'll do a show from the hotel room, I imagine. It'll be a great time. It'll be a great time.
I don't know if we'll have the internet ability to do a show from the hotel room.
Are we staying in the woods?
I mean, those hotel internets usually aren't the strongest thing in the world, but we'll see.
What is it like? $10, I guess, for you guys for an hour.
For what?
Here.
For internet?
If you want it for 24 hours, it's like close to 30 for 24 hours over here.
England, a third world country? Normally the internet's free when you stay at a hotel in the.
You got to pay for it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better. I thought you were saying in general. I was like, you pay for it. I was like, next. Right? This dude pays $15 just to do our show each week. Start buying our shirts, people.
No, it's like 25. It's 25 a
month.
month.
Okay. That's better. Oh, man. All right, Craig, why don't you kick us off, buddy? What can the people look out for?
Yeah, so we'll be doing more talking points very soon with different people who may not have seen before taking part. Of course, we have this every single Saturday. State of Impact will be making its return very, very soon with a new look and a different format. Even though I don't think you got used to the original format, but still,
we're waiting patiently for
still a fun show. Yes, of course. Follow us here. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Drop us if you have Facebook, and drop us a like there. You can find us. Yeah, we greatly appreciate it. Obviously, listen to us wherever you can. If you're out and about, if you're lucky enough to be out and about, then listen to us on the go. Wherever you get your podcast.
Yeah, do all that. Help us get some money in, not because we're greedy, but because Craig needs internet, and we like to get him a better suicide mask as well. All right, now that was the jokes keep on coming. That thing is a piece of shit. Can we at least agree on that?
As you can see, there's the
my God.
glue marks in there. Yeah,
that's horrible.
Yeah, somewhere. No, that was gonna be anyways, yeah. Stuart Craig said, "Thank you for watching." Next week we will have. Is that Mike's show? Nope, the following one after that. We have some great stuff coming up Thursday. Bert will be live tweeting the following Thursday. Mike Cavallini will be live tweeting as well. do what Craig said. Go like. We're trying to get to 200. That's it. 200 YouTube followers or subscribers before Slammiversary. That's the goal. Let's hit it. That'd be great. And we're almost at 2,500 on Twitter. That is awesome. We love talking to you guys. We love the chat room. Much respect to you guys for coming out and showing your faces. And being loud and proud for Impact. All right. Max, you got anything?
Go England!
Oh, England. All right.
Come on, England.
There we go. Is that what? Never mind. Pages takes that literally. All right, guys. We will. Oh, that's low hanging fruit. Slow hanging fruit.
All right, time to end the episode.
Bye, guys.
All right,
See you next time.